Hey guys, welcome back to Phoenix Fire Security, where today we're going to set off an S-Quad with the smoke sabre. But before we do that, I'm going to show you around the system, which I am now considering complete. So, first of all, we'll start off, the visual panel is up here on this wall. On the same wall, you move over to the left, we've got the two cool points here, the S4 key switch and the 34,000/3400. I can never remember it. In a real system, having two cool points next to each other like this, completely pointless. But on this system, which is more of a showcase of Vigilon devices, it works fine. And the card on top, firealarmparts.co.uk, that's where this cool point came from. I'd recommend them. They've got an eBay store, and they are excellent. They send it really quickly. So, yeah. They're good. And then over here, obviously, we've got the key isolator. And if you're wondering how I power the panel, obviously it goes through there. But actually, that just runs down to a plug-in socket down there, which I've also labelled as fire alarm. I did try to get this hardwired into the circuit board, fuse board out there, but wasn't able to. So for now, it's just like that. But it does add two protections. We've got fuse in there, fuse in the plug, and that's, I don't know, I just liked it at one point, so I bought it. Moving over to here, we have the S4 here with flip cover. So nothing special there. That's got a plastic element in it. Then we move over here, once again another S4. This one's got glass in it. It's got very dark something because it's quite shady in here. Like I say, this one's got glass in it. That's got a flip cover on it as well. Glow in the dark, cool point sign. Moving up, there's the S2 strobe. Not 100% sure if it's called S2 strobe, but that's just what I call it. And then we've got the glow in the dark exit sign. They're quite cool. They don't glow hugely bright, but I just like them. So if we move up onto the ceiling, obviously we've got this S-Quad here. This is the S4715. This is the one we'll be testing in a moment. Then we move along. This is my pride of the system. This is my favourite device. This is the S4711 STVO. So strobe and voice S-Quad, and it's dual optical heat. Very fancy. Only £18 I think I paid for it, which is very good. Absolute monumental pain to get it though. It's been messed about by the eBay seller time and time again, but we finally got it. But that's behind me now. It's up there. So if you move down past the window, or next to the window, we have this S4 sitting down here. Now, I'm getting a bit of glare from the window there. There we go, that's better. This S4 is actually an outdoor model. I paid £3 for this one because it was used off of a temporary system. And I know it's an outdoor model because it's got all waterproofing on the back of it to seal it right to the back box. So, yeah, pretty smart that. Works exactly the same as the other cool points, but can be used outside. We'll move over. We'll just look up from the ceiling again. We'll move over and have a look at the panel because we've got two quads up here, two S-Quads up here that aren't being used at the moment. This one was my first ever S-Quad. I think it's the, we'll have a look at what the code number is on it. It's an S4771S. This is sounder, dual optical heat sounder, as you can see on there, O2H. This was the first S-Quad I got. It works well. I would have this on the system, but I'm not sure. If anybody else has Vigilon, you can tell me. I couldn't get this one to not sound and the strobe one to sound, basically. So both were going off, and that's far too loud. So it's sitting up there redundant. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that one because I'm limited to this room for this fire system, and that's the sounder. I ain't got anywhere to put it. However, this one, which is the S4720, which is just the heat, the standalone heat detector, I do plan to put it back up on the system when I can find a base at a reasonable price, because people want £6 or £7 sometimes for the bases for them, and it's just not worth it. I'll wait until there's cheap bases going. So let's get into the panel. and we shall grab the smoke sabre from on top. We won't put it in test mode, we'll just leave it as it is. Don't know why I opened the door of the panel, just so it's unlocked already. So, if you don't know about smoke sabre, let's come over here. What you do to deploy it is you just flick it. You can either pull this bit up, extend it, or the more fun way to do it is to just flick it a bit stronger than that, like that. Then that extends out into that big long horn. And this is designed so you can't spray it too close to the detector. So here we go. You'll see just a sort of light cloud like that. Just a little burst like that. All it needs. So as you saw there, that is very effective at setting them off. Just a tiny little burst, half a second press, you really don't need to spray much on it, and that goes off. And that S quad in particular, that 715, is very sensitive. Out of this one and the strobe. Now you notice that the torch just came on as well, because I thought, well, while we're about to run out of memory, I'll do something that I haven't actually done on this channel. We'll take a look behind the door of the Vigilon. Now, I'll just explain first of all that wherever this Vigilon was, because obviously it's second hand, it's not been treated very well, or wherever it's been in storage before I buy it hasn't been treated very well. I mean, this door's fine. It's this door that causes the problem. I'm pretty sure it's the top hinge is dodgy on this. So you should be able to just swing it open. With this one, you have to sort of lift it up a bit and pull it open, then lift it up and shut it. And that does also mean that you have to sort of like fiddle with this door to get it to shut as well. It's not ideal, but hey, I've always wanted a Vigilon. I've got one. We'll live with it. Also, this lock at the bottom here, that's absolutely nothing. And this one, I mean, I don't even know what these are meant to do. I mean, that's supposedly locked in, but as soon as I twist that out, even if I didn't twist it out, that would open up. So anyway, so yeah. So if we come inside, you'll see there's a whole lot of empty space, and actually not that much to see. So we've got the power supply there. If you hear the buzzing, actually the most noise that it makes is this display, and it quietens down once the display actually goes off. But having a look in here, obviously we've got the power supply. It's got the live and neutral coming in there. Earth doesn't go into the centre terminal, it goes straight to the back. This would be where you connect the batteries up to the power supply. Then we've got the battery override switch there. You'd press that in if you wanted to test the batteries, I assume. I haven't actually read about that in the manual. Flashing lights. I'm not sure what those lights flash about. This cable that comes off here is a link to the printer. Moving over onto this side here, obviously power supply over to the backplane PCB, as it's called. This is what holds the loop cards and the main controller cards. So you can see you've got loop or IO at the bottom. You can see it all says loop or IO or. So the second one down will be where the IO bridge goes to your network card. The top one obviously is the main controller card, as you can see there. And the third one down is the loop card. Now, anybody who's curious, I've written the values down there. My MCC value is 4.42, or version is 4.42, and my loop card for loop 1 is 4.47. So it's more than adequate to run S-Quads and S4 devices. Along the top here is where you connect some of the loops. We've got loop 1 to 4 being able to connect it up there. The two cables come in as the outgoing and in. Black and red is incoming, I think. I can't remember now. It doesn't matter. Then you've got loop 5 and 6 terminals are on there. So obviously this is a 6-loop panel. It might sound like I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't really poke around in here much. I set it up initially and it just sort of gets on with it. You can see where these 2 resistors are. They are the master alarm circuits. You have to put resistors over there. It's just like the conventional one when you're not using a sounder circuit. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of empty space in here. You see I've got tons of spare glass. I mean, I've got loads of glass. Got it really cheap on bid on eBay. Got a few spare keys. There's some spare plastic elements. I've got a couple of them down there. But this is the back side of the door. There's the printer, of course, with the paper roll. Coming up to, there's an earth tag going through there. And that's sort of like the back of the display. You can look down there. You see it all. Yeah, it sounds like a rambling because I'm really, you know, there's not a lot to talk about in this panel. It's quite big, but there's quite a bit of empty space in there. It would fill up more if you had more loop cards, but yeah, that's pretty much it for the inside of the panel. You see, we can just shut the door back up now. I won't reset that yet because I'm just going to give it plenty of time for it to clear. But as you can see, when that went through, these printings are weird, but I'm going to stop rambling because this video is getting long. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.